Hey guys, it's Ghosty. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be discussing the similarities and differences between the original Hills Have Eyes and 2006 remake. Being born in the late 90s, I had the luxury of growing up on the remakes of some awesome horror classics. The Hills Have Eyes remake is probably one of my favorites of the bunch, and that gave me the idea to watch the original one. When I saw that, I then realized that the reason why the remake is so good is because the original is so good. So I just want to talk about some of their similarities, some of the differences, and things that worked in the remake that basically made it an updated version of the original film. There are many similarities between the original Hills Have Eyes and the remake. The family is basically a carbon copy of each other. Between the original and the remake, we have the all-American ex-cop dad, we have the religious housewife mom, we have the free spirit younger daughter that's kind of just like, I don't want to be here, younger brother kind of there to annoy everybody, the wife that is, I feel like she's so like, she's like positive like her mom, kind of like go with the flow, here to make people happy. And then we have the new father. Their dynamic is very similar as well. The dad in the original has like some issues with his son-in-law. The story moves pretty much the exact same way. A lot of the key plot points, we have a family that is traveling to California. They're celebrating their parents' 25th anniversary. They get in a car accident, they get stuck in the hills, the axle off of their vehicle falls off. The dad and the son-in-law decide to go separate ways to discover, see what they do. They meet in the beginning a person of this town. Fred in the original, he does not have a name in the remake. Dad goes back to the gas station slash convenience store, yeah, sure, to connect with the guy that they met. There's dogs with the same names, Beauty and Beast, coolest dogs names ever. One of the dogs actually gets eaten by the people in the hills. That scares the son. He keeps it a secret. He doesn't tell anybody. He kind of just harbors this and is very upset by it. Dad gets set on fire. The family finally realize that they're fucked. The daughter gets raped. The mom and the oldest daughter get shot. The surviving family decide that they gotta fuck some shit up. Also, in both films, there's a character that is a part of the Hills family. I'm saying generally the Hills family instead of saying like the mutants or inbred because they're different between the two films. There's a member of that family that kind of helps the Carters? Carters. I think they're the Carters. Her name is Ruby. And there's a baby that gets taken. Some of the script is like direct lines or very close to. As I said before, I think that's why the remake is so successful because it doesn't change too much from the original. It sticks pretty damn close. The slight differences in the remake are what make the remake work for me. In the original, the people that are living in the hills are inbreds. Fred, the convenience slash gas station trader man, explains to the dad, basically him and his wife had a child that was very large and the child went on to kill the wife and then the dad just went away. And it doesn't explicitly say that he's basically the patriarch of the family in the hills, but he is. Hey guys, it's Ghosty here because it wouldn't be a true Ghosty video if I didn't have to chime in to explain myself correctly. When I say the patriarch, I meant that Fred's son grows on to be the patriarch. So Fred basically created the inbreds, but he separates himself from it. Like, implied, not explicitly said. So that makes sense. Okay, back to the video. In the film, it doesn't explicitly say they're inbreds, but if you read the synopsis, it's like, inbreds, they're inbreds, they're inbreds. Oh my god, an inbred family that are weird and like also cannibalistic. In the remake, there are mutants from a nuclear war testing site and they're kind of like, you made us this way. Basically, they're all just mutated because they were like living in the mines and then some bombs went off and then they all got mutated. Also, Fred, he doesn't really have a connection to them. He kind of just exists. But there is one, I missed it. While we're talking of Fred, in the original, there was a lot of guilt that Fred had. He told the story and there was evidence that there was guilt. In the beginning of the movie, he's trying to get out of this situation. He also tells the family to avoid the hills and he tries to kill himself. He's not successful and actually ends up getting killed, but he tries to kill himself in the original. In the remake, he tells them to go through the hills, still tries to kill himself, still wants to get out of the situation. He has a line in the beginning of the film like, I can't do this anymore. So you get the sense that the guilt is still there, maybe not as much. Car accidents are vastly different. In the original, it's actually an accident. That scene is really chaotic. But in the remake, the mutants actually set up a trap. The mutants actually have like really cool special effects makeup. In the original, they just wore like some ratty clothes and they were like kind of dirty. My favorite change that they made for the remake is Doug, the son-in-law, has like this huge character development. It's like played on a little bit in the beginning of the film that Doug is kind of just like soft, for a lack of a better term. There's some jokes that are made about that. I feel like he tries to hide it. This rage hits him. His wife is dead. They took his baby. And he's like, it's time to fuck shit up. When I first saw the remake, the reason why I liked this film, not knowing anything about the original film, was because of that fucking comeback. The endings also differ. When I saw the original, I was like, this ending is abrupt. Whereas, like I said, the character development, the ending, it ends like in this triumphant ending. It gives us a sense of resolution, but also leaves room for a second one, because I'm pretty sure there's a sequel to the original, if I'm not mistaken, but I know there's for sure a sequel to the remake because that was the first horror movie I saw in the theater. I prefer the triumphant ending. I don't know what that has to say about me. Both are really worth watching. Out of that bunch of remakes that came out in the mid-2000s, we're talking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Dawn of the Dead, which is one that I love a lot, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Hills Have Eyes. Although I love Dawn of the Dead, I can respect that it's probably not the greatest movie. Hills Have Eyes is probably the better of the bunch, for sure. This director, Alexander Aja, don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but that's what I have written down. He did a great job. He did a great job just giving us an updated version of the original. You could tell that he admired Wes Craven's work. I will be going on a short hiatus. I'm moving twice. I'm moving out of my current state, Texas, in fucking 2 weeks. I'm gonna be home for a couple of months and I'm gonna be moving to New York. And once I'm in New York and I'm settled down, I will resume the channel. But while I'm in Michigan and in between homes, I just won't have the space that I want to record my videos. Where I'm staying probably won't let me hang my Ouija board blanket up to have a nice little background. A couple month hiatus. Hopefully I'll take this time to watch some really good films, get better at the whole YouTube thing so I can get some good content for you guys. Thanks guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, you can give it a thumbs up. If you want to be notified when I post new content, you can hit the bell. You could also subscribe if you want to see some of my future videos. You can follow me on Letterboxd at Ghosty, on Twitter at Ghosty, and on Instagram at Disco Llama. Thanks, see you in the next video.